Hi there to all of you out there. Have you ever wondered how you're going to deal with the challenges of producing GHS compliant labels cost effectively and perhaps with the limited resources you may have? How you're going to have to deal with the myriad of requirements of numerous chemicals with different hazard classes, and maybe situations where you only need one or two labels for chemicals that you use in small quantities? Well, there are several ways one can deal with this. The first relates to a concession that is granted by competent authorities and actually stated in the Purple Book, whereby your pictograms can be printed with a black diamond instead of a red diamond. This has a benefit in that you only need to have single color printing, in other words with black ink, instead of two color printing, which is going to save you money. It also means that you can possibly use a laser printer in the office to print your labels on tear-off labels. So this is one particular option. The other concept uses what is called the template principle, where, as you can see here, we have a blank template for a GHS label with the 7 label element fields, such as the product identifier, the signal word, the product supplier name, the pictograms, precautionary statements and hazard statements, and other supplementary information. But hold on, what about these 4 red diamonds here? What are these all about? Well, you see, it works like this. The maximum number of pictograms you're likely to find on any label is going to be not more than 4. So with this blank template, it makes sense to put in 4 blank diamonds without the black icons contained inside. Those can be put in later once you've derived your label elements. So let's look at this example here, where we have a label that has only 2 hazard classes, namely a health class and a flammable. So you can see that the black icons have been printed into the diamond. But what about the unused diamonds? Well, can you see that these have been struck out with a black bar? Well, technically this is correct, but how acceptable is this concept going to be? Well, it's rather difficult to say, because some competent authorities may reject this because it's confusing, isn't it? Aren't workers going to be confused by that sign? And secondly, if you are selling your chemicals in the open market, surely customers aren't going to accept this because it's going to be inconsistent with their standards. So you may have to make a call on this. One way around this problem is to, instead of striking out the unused pictograms, is to simply blank them out with a black bar. Then that eliminates the whole issue of confusion. However, this doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing, does it? And you have to ask yourself, what are my objectives here? Do I want to use the GHS to promote myself as a professional company? What about my branding? Can this be reflected on the label? And arguably the answer is yes. This doesn't look very nice. So you might want to ask yourself, if I'm placing product in the marketplace, maybe it's worthwhile spending that little bit extra and getting the labels done properly, and perhaps having just these 2 pictograms printed without the bar. And this may mean you may not want to use a blank template. So the choice is really yours. It's a question of weighing up the costs versus the compliance with the regulatory agency requirements versus your image. The choice is yours. I'm Nick French from GHS Chemical Training and Consulting. We provide training programs in the GHS. If you'd like to know more about our range of workshops, visit ghschem.sg. And one day, I hope to see you on one of my programs.